No, you know what, Sally? I don't care what they say. I think you're gorgeous. And that look totally suits you. Those people out there are crazy. There's no doubt about that. Now let's put you back where you belong. Okay, that's good, Sally. Oh, hey there. I'm Brendan Petersen, the founder of DARKSLIDE Pictures and the director of Paper Wasps. Welcome to episode 23 of the Appalling Productions Mondays series. This episode is entitled 7 More Weird Fiction Authors You Should Know. Weird fiction is a genre of literature, and if you'd like to know more about it, check out our previous episode about it. 7 Weird Fiction Authors You Should Know. Okay, well, let's just jump right into the episode. Number 7 is Tara Vanflower. Tara is best known as the vocalist in the band Licia, along with her husband Mike Van Portfleet, which she joined in October 1994. She has also authored several books in her Violet series, including her first book, Violent Violet. The idea for this series of books started with a dream she had in which she describes in detail online through her postings. Check her stuff out if you want a dark musician's perspective into the world of dark weird fiction. W.H. Pugmire is a writer of horror fiction and is based in Seattle. His fiction often pays homage to H.P. Lovecraft. His works have received much critical praise, even being called the Oscar Wilde of our time by one critic. One interesting fact about him is that his adopted middle name, Hopfrog, comes from the Edgar Allan Poe story of the same name. Check his stuff out, because it's really well written, and if you like poetry type prose, then you're in for a treat. Number 5 is Scott Thomas, a horror and fantasy author based in New England. He is an author that deals in ghostly stories, which are often set in the 18th and 19th centuries in New England and Britain. 2 of his stories have been featured in the year's Best Fantasy and Horror number 15, and another in the year's Best Horror Stories number 22. Number 4 is Duane Pesice. He's an author who's written under many pseudonyms. He lives in southern Arizona with his guitars, books, and cats. Recently, he edited and released a weird fiction anthology entitled Test Patterns, which features a slew of amazing weird fiction authors, including Joe Pulver, Scott Graves, and more. So check that out and check out his other work, because it's really good. Number 3 is Rebekah Kiernan, an Irish-born American author. She has written 10 novels, many comic books, and more than 200 short stories, novellas, and vignettes. She has also authored scientific papers in the field of paleontology. She is a 2-time recipient of both the Bram Stoker Awards and the World Fantasy Awards. Definitely check her stuff out if you're into weird fiction. Moving on to number 2 is Scott Nicolay, an American weird fiction author. He resides in the Navajo Nation in New Mexico. His short story entitled Do You Like to Look at Monsters received the World Fantasy Award for Best Short Story in 2015. He also hosts The Outer Dark, a weekly podcast about weird fiction, which has a host of different interesting weird fiction type people. So check that out. And number 1 is John Claude Smith, a weird fiction author who splits his time between the East Bay of Northern California and Rome, Italy. His debut novel, Riding the Centipede, was a Bram Stoker Award finalist. He also writes a blog called The Wilderness Within, which deals with music, art, and whatever else strikes his mind. So check out his stuff, once again, if you're into weird fiction.
Oh, hey guys! This is a different Brendan from a different future.
It's very cold in this future, but I just need to tell you guys that this is actually the third last episode of the Appalling Productions Mondays series for now. In the future, the 25th episode is the last in the series until it goes on a bit of a hiatus. And it might come back, especially if you guys want it to come back. And if you do, leave a comment on the videos and maybe some suggestions about topics we can cover. Cool. But anyways, I gotta get back to the futures, so I'll see you. Well, thanks for watching this week's episode of Appalling Productions Mondays. Stay tuned for next week's episode. And give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell notification, because we're trying to get to 500 subscribers. So, yeah. Wu-Tang forever.